Hi everyone, I hope everyone is safe and sound at home. In this video, we will be learning about how to use AWS CLI. AWS CLI gives you a better control over your AWS environment, and you can use the CLI commands to automate a lot of scripts. So yeah, let's see. You have a lot of options in AWS CLI, and it will actually take days to explore it. But just to get started, we will look into how you can manage EC2 and its components. So I think you will already know about EC2 if you're watching this video. Just in case if you don't know about it, then EC2 is an Elastic Cloud Compute Service. It's like a server that you can get from Amazon, and these servers are called instances. And then there is a concept of AMI that's called AMIs. It's a pre-configured images by Amazon or by third party that you can use, and you can attach storage with it. You can attach your compute power. So now if you scroll down, you will see several options about how to get started with Amazon EC2. So some of the important things that you need to set up your EC2 in normal GUI environment is key pair. Then you have the security groups that act like a firewall for your instance. Uh, Elastic IP is also known as EIP. It's like a static IP that you're assigning to your instance. Plus, there's a concept of VPC in AWS. VPC is virtual private cloud. So you make a separated environment for your instances, and it's like a separate network that you're creating for all your cloud instances. So these are some of the steps that we need in our usual EC2. And now we will see that how you can implement all these components from AWS CLI. You will have to install the AWS CLI in your system, and you have it available for almost all the operating systems. So installation is very simple. I'm not going to cover it. You just have to click install in Windows. You get the download MSI file, and then you can install it, and let's see what we can do next. After installing the AWS CLI in your system, you can go to your command prompt and look for AWS version. So it will tell you the CLI version along with the Python package that's installed. Now let's look at how you can take the help of CLI documentation. So AWS is always the prefix that you will have to use with any of your command. Then you will have to assign this service, and then there are other flags that you can use with it. So AWS, and then you can type help with it. So this will give you several options. So here you can see output. Output is whenever you're typing a CLI command, it's giving you output. It will give you a result of it. So that can be either in JSON, text, table, or YAML. So JSON is by default, but you can also specify what kind of output you're looking at. I think few of you might need YAML because you are working with other systems that will require the YAML configuration files. Then you can assign your region via -- region flag. And these are some of the available services in CLI that you have, and not some, actually you almost have all the services that are available in AWS via CLI. So I'll quickly come out of it and I'll show you what can be done here. So you have to type AWS, then we are talking about EC2 service, and now let's look at what do we have in help for it. So you have almost all the options, but I know what exactly I'm looking for. So I'm going to use the describe instance option. It's gonna give you all the details around your instances in AWS environment. So right now it is giving me the output in JSON, and it is giving me all the details about the instances that I have on my AWS account. So here if you see, it talks about the AMI ID of my instance. It gives you the IP of my instance, the availability zone that it is in, the volumes that are attached, and I think you can explore it yourself. So I'll save little time here and I'll show you what else can be done. So we were talking about few other flags that you can use along with it. You can use -- region, and then you can mention the region that you're looking the details for. So this is one of the region, so we have selected that. Then we were talking about output, so you can use -- output, and you can select YAML. So all the output that you will get would be in YAML format. Yeah, there it is. There is also a little trick that you can use to get the data for all the regions. That can be done for the instance types as well. So what you do is you just say describe regions, and then you give it a flag of all region, and you get the output in JSON format. So now if you see, we have a lot of information to look into, but what if you're only looking at endpoint? So we have this flag of query that we can use. Let's see how we can do that. You can just say regions, and suppose if you need the region name, here you go. So you have all the region names available here, and this can be used as per your use case. So very first CLI commands that we will look at would be around EC2. So to configure your EC2, you need key pairs. Then you need to attach it with the security group. Then you go and select the image that you want to run, and then you have to configure your VPC and subnets. Then you can assign it a EIP. So we will go through all of it, and we will understand with few simple commands how you can actually run a complete EC2 instance with all these options configured. So very first step would be to create key pair for your EC2 instance. For that we will have to go to AWS EC2. Now that you're creating the key, this is the flag that you will use, and you always have that help option to refer to. Now you will have to mention the name of the key. So let's call it test AWS CLI. Okay, and so the output that I need for this should be in to text, and then we will save this output to the PEM file. So let's call it test aws.pem. So it is saved in my directory. Now the second step is you create the security group for it. So I'll go to AWS EC2, create security group. You will give it a name. So let's call it test A, and you have a description whenever you create a security group. So I'll call it okay. So you get this group ID, and this group ID we will actually use it to configure our EC2 instance. So the above one was the easy way of running the EC2 instance, but so there you will not be using the VPC or the subnets. If you want to use the VPC and subnets, you will probably have to change few values, few names, because we have already used it in the above command. Create the VPC ID and then mention the name that you're looking at. Okay. So now let's look at the IDs that we have created. And then we can simply type the ID that was generated before. And there it is. You will see that now you have created the VPC ID, plus you have created the group ID, and then you have the owner ID attached with that. The name of this group is test VPC, like the way we selected. So now we have a VPC ID, but we will also need the subnet ID to make it work. So let's see that how we can get the subnet ID. So our VPC ID is already present here. So let's try to get the subnet from the VPC ID. So whenever the VPC is created, you already have different subnets automatically created as per the availability zone. So you have another command for describe subnets. So now you will see it is giving us a lot of information, and some of the information is also for the other VPCs. It's not for the same VPC. So what we can do is, on the basis of this data, this format, this JSON format, we can filter it out. Okay. So here we will actually look at the concepts of filters as well, and I will also use filter and query option both. So filter and query, both of them are used to reduce the noise from the data, or rather I should say to only get the value that you're looking for. So before I get into filtering and querying, it's important to understand that how exactly I'm writing it. So for that, you have this help option available. You can go to help, and here you will see that filters are available, and you have all these options that you can use for filters. And here is something that will be useful for us. This is VPC ID. And then they have also mentioned the syntax that we should use while applying the filter. So now we have filtered out the values only from our VPC. Now to find out the subnet ID along with the availability zone, you can find it like this, but I think it will be much more convenient if you have the availability zone and the subnet ID present with you. So you just have to use the query flag here. Subnets, everything that we're getting right now in the filter, dot, it's the availability zone that we're looking at. And we are also looking at the subnet ID. So the values that you are writing here are case sensitive, so please be a little mindful of it while you are typing it manually. Do you want to guess the mistake? I am getting the null result because of subnets in the wrong case. So let me fix that up. And now we have the desired result. So for example, if I am looking at using this subnet, so let's copy it and keep it with ourselves so that we can use it later. Now I need the AMI ID. So let me show you how you can find your AMI ID. You have to go into AC2, then launch instance, and these are your AMI IDs. Okay, so let me choose this one. Okay, so now if you see my screen, then we have the key generated, then we had already generated our security group, then we generated our VPC, and from VPC we applied filter and query, and we were able to get our subnet ID, and just now we have seen how to get the AMI ID. That's the image ID. So now we have to still work on Elastic IP, but Elastic IP is something that comes after you have actually, you have your instance up and running, and then only you can apply your EIP. So we can generate the EIP right now and then assign it later, or else it's better if we pick it after we have our instance up and running. So let's see how to use the values that we have with us. So I have kept my AWS EC2 dashboard here, so that if we have any instance running, we will be able to see that in real time. Let me tell you that this is going to be the last command that we will use for firing our instance. So this time, because you're running the instance, you will use run instances. Then you will provide it the image ID that we have got. Now you have the flag for count, which you can actually use to decide the number of instances that you're trying to run. So let me select it as 2. Now you have to select the instance type. So in AWS you have different kind of instances. So I'll select it as T2 micro. Then you will give your key. So the name of our key was test AWS 1. Then you will assign it the security group. So I think it will become easy once you have all the requirement listed here. It will be easy for you to understand the command. Now the subnet ID that we got from the VPC ID. That's it. Okay. So I have changed the name of the key, that is test AWS CLI. So the PEM file that I had was if I need to SSH into my instance. So let's click enter. So now you will see that it has been created. Okay. So let's refresh this and check. So there you are, 2 instances. The one that we have created right now. So I think this is one example of how you can use CLI. You can use it as a variable in your bash script, or you can actually try to explore Boto3 library as well. That's a SDK for AWS, and I think it's going to be really exciting. So there's something that we have still not done, that is the EIP. So what we will do is, so you will have to associate this IP with the instance. So the public IP is this right now. So this is the instance ID. Allocation ID. Done. So let's check here. There you have the Elastic IP 183.59. There it is. So guys, this is one very small task that can be done via CLI. You have lot of other functionalities in the CLI. For example, you have your S3 buckets, then you have your load balancers, then you even have your APIs for transcribe, uh, you have translate APIs, and they are really helpful, and you can make a lot of products out of it. So I think it's really easy to understand the concept, and it's very easy to get started with it and create something out of it. If you are facing any issue, you need any help, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to help. And take care, be safe. Thank you.